It's about nothing but the time. Blitz, Bama, blitz.
Give me Alabama to break.
It's when somebody takes what's yours, and this is our game. It's our game. So that makes this shit personal.
Yes, sir. We in here tonight, baby. Sunday night talking Bama. We got your host JT in here, guys. Make sure you're here. You're liking and subscribing to the YouTube channel, guys. We got great Bama content coming at you almost every day of the week. Your host JT here. We got my great panelists with me. My man JB. How we living tonight, brother, man? How we doing, Bob?
Good. What it do, people? You already know who it is, JB in the building. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night Talking Bama. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I see a familiar face right there. What's up, Herb?
What man, Herb in here tonight.
I feel
How
like
we
I'm
doing,
in the
brother?
presence of greatness. So I'm very, very happy to be here. So one half of the Herb and Raj podcast. You see Raj over in the comments. Just guess which one of us won fantasy football and which one of us didn't. But otherwise, it's a good night, man. It's a good night.
Oh man, fantasy football. That is always
What's up, Raj?
Live and die by the sword sometimes with that one right there. Before we get started here tonight, guys, we got Stephen M. Smith joining us shortly, guys. So hang tight with us. Everybody in the comments, we got a great run tonight, guys. We're going to talk about the 4-2-5 on the back end of the show. Got some great stats with that. The middle end of the show, guys. We're going to talk about the key returning guys. They'll probably be starters for the Tide coming back this year. And then to kick off the show, we'll talk about the quarterback battle, not necessarily about who's going to be the starter, but what each guy brings to the table and what the team might actually need this year. But before we get to all that, JP, let the beautiful people know, man, what they need to have at Coleman Coliseum right now, man. What needs to be slinging around?
This is what you need to have, man. Get you a title towel. Go to whitwillsports.com. Use the promo code STANDARD. Get you a nice discount courtesy of your favorite Bama network, the Bama Standards.
Yes, sir. And guys,
I see you in the chat.
I was just about to say, Whitwill in the chat. Make sure you hit the link right here, guys, right after the show. And for our main sponsor, guys, don't ever settle for subpar material. Check out Lambstone's company of natural selection products to meet all your projects needs. Lambstone is located in Oneonta, Alabama. Alabama's one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. So contact them today. Let them know that the Bama Standard sent you, and you'll get 10% off your first order. Hit the link right here at the bottom, guys. RealRockstone.com, of course, right after the show. And, guys, make sure, I don't know if we're live on Twitter. I think we are. If you are, guys, make sure you come over here to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. We got my man Raj right here in the comments.
Don't do your brother like that, Raj.
They go, man. So JB, on Thursdays, they have a running joke, man, with Petty 2 is in on this, man. But it's the knockoff JB, the Kmart JB, they Herb has this. I called him earlier to bring him to get him on the show, and he was just like, "Oh God, what happened?" And I was like, "Well, funny you say that." But JB,
we all
Herb is always here to have a good time, man. And also, Herb knows all types of ball, college football, football. Yes. This man knows rugby. Okay, don't ask him the rugby question. All right?
Somebody go post one. Thanks. You done put me on the spot. Somebody go post one.
So we'll get started tonight, guys. In the comments, guys, we'll be answering all questions on the back end of the show. So if you have questions, guys, comments, concerns, whatever, leave them in there, guys. We'll star them. We will come back and cue them at the end of the show, and the panelists and myself will break those down. So to kick us off tonight, guys, I see JB already ready to do a 40-yard dash on this one right here. Alabama's quarterback battle. Alabama's quarterback room, however you want to say it, for QB1 right here. There's a lot of different ways to look at this. You got Ty Simpson, the guy that's been there since, Saban era to now, and he's went through the transitions, went through all different coordinators too, coaches. You got Austin Mack that followed DeBoer over as a young recruit from Washington. That was supposed to be the next Michael Penix. That was supposed to be the next guy at Washington. Came over to Bama. This guy's the size he reminds me of Cam Newton build. It's real big. Then you got the freshman superstar coming in that's going to be like 90-0 literally posted that on his IG. Man was doing 90 like a Georgia player straight coming into T-Town. But Keelon Russell. So, JB, break this down, man. Not necessarily on who you think is going to be the starter, but what each guy means for the team. Because like I said, we're going to talk about – there's a reason I did this first, because right behind us, we're going to talk about the key parts of the defense where I feel this quarterback battle we might not need a superstar at QB. So how are we feeling, JB?
Right. All right, so I'm going to put it like this. The only thing we know for certain is we will have a new starting quarterback in 2025 for the Crimson Tide. We know that for certain because Jalen Milroe has declared for the draft. Wish him well, and I will follow his career on to the next level. Now, let's talk about Bama's quarterback situation. We got 3 guys in the room. Ty Simpson, who's the vet. This is year 4, I believe, for Ty. Year 4, senior season coming up. Austin Mack, who followed Keelon the boy from Washington last year. He was 17 years old when he went to Washington. So he's been sitting in this system. This is his third year coming up, but he sat the whole freshman year at Washington, came to Bama last year, sat back, and kind of soaked up everything. Then we have Keelon Russell coming in. 5-star superstar coming out of Texas, lit it up in high school, has all the attributes to be the superstar, the next face of Alabama. Now he's coming in. He wants the smoke. He wants to play. From everything I've heard, he wants to play. So that makes the competition a little spicy, and I like it. Austin Mack is the sleeper because he seems to be a smart kid. He's 6'5", 6'6". You can't teach that. Can't teach it. And he is groomed, so to speak, by Keelon the boy in this system. He came over for a reason. So I wouldn't be surprised if any of these guys win the job. I think Ty Simpson is him being the senior. I was about to say senior citizen. Him being the senior in that quarterback locker room. He holds the keys, right? So I feel like if he doesn't progress, if he doesn't come out there and just shows why he's the guy, that any of the other guys can get the job. But I think Ty, is hungry enough. He's going to go out there, do his best, and do what he has to do to be the starter. But don't sleep on Austin Mack and don't sleep on Keelon Russell, guys. We have 3 capable guys to start quarterback for Alabama. So right now it's January. We got 3 months to A-Day, and then the battle probably won't be won in A-Day, guys. Probably won't be won in A-Day. So let's just see how it goes. But I'm excited.
So, guys, JB, that great takes there. That is a great way to look at it. I think that's one of the best ways to look at it. We look at all 3 points there. Real quick, guys, we got the man, the myth, the legend, that man coming in at 200 and even pounds. That man about 6'8". That man covering the spread. That man coming down the ring right now, ready to rip his face off. You can't see him, but you might see him. John seen him, but he ain't seen us. Stephen M. Smith in the house. What's up, baby?
Hey, JT, I like that, man. I like that. My man Herb, not Raj. Herb, not Raj. And you got JB, man. Guys, like, this is a great conversation. I'll say this. You got 3 really good quarterbacks in this room. You got 3 of them. And we're in a day and time where these guys get so many reps at these Elite 11s, at these quarterback camps, to where by the time they get to high school, they've played so much high school ball. They've played so many reps. By the time they get to college, a lot of these guys are already prepared. And you look at Keelon Russell, he's kind of in that Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa type phase, to where, remember, when Hurts came in 2016, people were talking, oh, it's Blake Barnett's job. Oh, it's Cooper Bateman's job. Jalen Hurts says, nah, bro, this is mine. And he showed you. You look at Tua Tagovailoa, the very next year, Saban's like, well, snap, this kid is so gifted passing-wise, we got to get him reps. So if there comes a moment we need him, Bama can go to him. Keelon Russell's coming in saying, hey, I'm not trying to sit, I'm trying to ball. So while in years past, you would like to have a guy like Keelon Russell sit for a year, but if Keelon's saying, hey, I'm ready now, I'm developed now, let's see what he got. And you look at Ty Simpson, as JB mentioned, kind of in that Mack Jones, Blake Sims role. He's been here a while. He's had some time here on task. He's waited his turn. Let's see what he can do. Austin Mack came over with DeBoer from Washington. He knows his offense and how it looks and how it's supposed to be ran. So you got 3 highly capable guys in this room. This is going to be a very entertaining offseason because if Russell's the guy, you look at 3 years of that. That could be. If Ty Simpson's the guy, you look at one tremendous year with him. Could he have a Mac Jones-like season where all he needs is 1 year? You win a national championship with that? So it's going to be intriguing.
I'm excited to see it unfold. And I think there's some great points when you talk about those Elite 11 matchups and them getting so many reps before they even step foot on campus nowadays. So they are repped up. College games different. The NFL's games different. So there's always a step up when you go to that next level to play. So obviously they'll see how that kind of transition goes. They said the same thing about Ryan Williams. We all said these things leading up to the season. I didn't hear one person. Now, he did cool off, obviously, but not one person projected that start off like that. We thought it was going to be a game or two in, and then boom. And obviously he wasn't getting that production, like where he wasn't getting 8 catches every game, but he was getting those bang plays. It was just the plays we were like, whoa, 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 whoa. And the moment of the Georgia one too. So I think, having Ty be that guy that comes in, being able to play and hold the offense where it needs to be, and then also, however it needs to be fit. But because defense may be so good that we don't need a superstar quarterback, I don't know. I'm not the Ty guy, though. I'm not the Ty guy. So I'm going to let Herb go real quick, and I'm going to button us up. Herb, real quick, hit this off real quick. Quarterback room for 2025, man. Give us your pinpoint thoughts on these guys.
I was waiting for you to say you weren't a Ty guy. So
yeah.
And I think – I've always said this every time we see Ty. Ty finds a way to scramble or run or something, because I always felt like he was trying to say, look, everybody knows I can pass. I just want to show you guys I have a little extra mobility, just so he can compete on that level. I feel like, you guys have touched on it. You've got kind of a Mac Jones, Bryce Young situation here, where we were all waiting to see Bryce, and Mac just kind of held him off for a year. So you wonder, especially in this day and age, is Keelon Russell willing to sit? Like, what kind of conversations been had? But, man, I kind of want to see what Austin Mack has. Just because he followed him. He's probably been the closest person to the board system all this time. I would just love to see whatever that potential is. Because if Ty starts and then Keelon takes over, Austin Mack's got to be gone, So it's like, is it this year or nothing for that whole situation? So that's kind of what I wonder with the Austin Mack thing. But you have to think Ty is a front runner, because both him and Dylan Lonergan both stuck around this long, and then Dylan transferred out. The fact that Ty stayed, he's got to think he's got the job next year. So you feel like he's got to be the front runner coming into this.
This was y'all want to know some crazy? Think about this. Of the 2022 recruiting class that Ty Simpson came in, only 3 names remain on the roster from that class.
Yeah.
J.M. Miller and tight end Danny Lewis. That's it.
Wow.
Wow.
Danny Lewis, that's the name for you, too.
That tells you everything you need to know about college football right now.
Yep.
And you think about this. This is why this is huge for Todd this season. You think about this, guys. During the Saban run, right? During the Saban run, every recruiting class in the Saban run ate a national championship ring, except for one class right now. That's the 2021 class that had Kool-Aid, Terrion, J.C. Latham. That class, Dallas Turner, that class did not eat a championship ring as far as the national championship ring is concerned. 2022, Ty's thinking, I can't leave and not have the class I came in, even though there's only 3 of us left. I can't leave and have the class I came in not eat a chip. I can't have that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and he's got to play sooner or later, guys. Ty's been sitting back. He's got to play. So you think if he don't win the job by the spring,
he's out.
He's gonna get in the portal, right? Because you got to go.
I think so.
If you have aspirations to go to the next level, you have to play.
Yeah.
And so
Ty
for the
goes
comments
after the spring game and gets a kind of promise though, because that's his last chance to really transfer.
I don't know though, because you got to think about it, like how things are going in the 8A game is going to shape up a lot of things. You'll get like an idea of probably what will happen, and it may not even be released to us, some of it, until you see his name hit the portal. If it does, then you kind of know the writing on the wall. But to the comments about the Ty Simpson thing, a lot of people, I didn't get it upset people so much when I said I'm not a Ty guy. I guess I don't know. I guess people got butt hurt because I'm just supposed to thump every quarterback, I guess, So, like, my thing is when I say that, y'all are thinking I feel the way about Ty as you do about Milroe, which is wrong. No, y'all don't like Milroe at all, which I don't understand. Not y'all, but talking to the Milroe people, that it's mainly the Milroe hater people. The Ty Simpson thing for me is this. If he was the guy and Milroe wasn't the greatest, as what most people would say, I love Milroe. If Ty was that good, he would have beat Milroe out and would have been starting this year, in my opinion. Okay, so if that's the case, then give me Keelon Russell or Austin Mack next year. That's my opinion. But am I the coach? Am I in there? No. All right, no, I'm not. But that's how I feel. If Ty was to get it and win it and is the guy, I'm behind him full force. I think Alabama's defense is going to be the one to be looking at this year. And we're going to switch subjects on that right now. I see your fingers. Stephen M. Smith is going to go straight to it. We're going to talk about the returning Tide players, which will touch base on the defense. Stephen M. Smith, there's a whole bunch of them. I'm going to let you kick this one off for us. There's a whole bunch of the guys coming back. Just to highlight a few real quick, running back Jam Miller, Jeremy Bernard, Jaden Roberts, Parker, Tim Keenan, Latham, LT Overton, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson, Domani Jackson, and Sabs coming back. So that right there, guys coming back, how we feeling about that? Unfinished business, Stephen M. Smith. Break that down for me.
I will say this, and just starting this off defensively, Kane Wommack, what a job of roster retention by you.
Yes.
You got all of your dudes. These guys believe in Wommack. They believe in this 4-2-5. Even though I have my reservations about why can't they stop the run consistently sometimes, but these players believe in it. There's a reason why Tim Keenan said, I want one more year.
Yep.
There's a reason why LT Overton, the only thing that's holding LT back is finishing plays in the backfield.
Yes.
If LT can finish plays in the backfield, he'll be a first rounder 2026. Mark it down. There's a reason why LT Overton said, I'm coming back. Jamarian Latham, I didn't think Zebo would come back. The fact that Zebo comes back, whoa. Now you look at D-Law comes back. Justin Jefferson comes back. Then you pull Nakai Hill Green out of the portal from Colorado. There's your linebacker core right there. And then you have Domani Jackson and Keon Sapp to come back. So you have leaders at every level of your defense. I mean, Kane Wommack, way to go. At this point, brother, your defense in 2025 should be number one in the SEC and a top 5 defense in the country. Because you got so much production that chose to come back. And this production is coming back to help with a growing James Smith, who stepped up against Michigan, a growing Jordan Renaud, who's continuing to show flashes of how good he can be. Probably the only guy I hated to see transfer was Justin Okonrokwo, because I think that kid can be very special in Alabama. Hated to see him transfer. But I think aside from him, you get everybody else to come back in a major way. This was a huge job by Kane Wommack.
I do too. I think a lot of the guys coming back. I was shocked by LT coming back. He was a late first round grade. I was seeing some places. Maybe he heard some other stuff. But I've seen some places late first rounds. Latham, like you said too, I've seen some of him high. Sab, I kind of seen him coming back with the injury. Kind of seen that. Want to put some more tape on that. Jam Miller, I kind of see, hey, Haynes is out. You had a good year this year too. You the next guy up. I mean, Richard Young's gonna get some touches, yeah, but you're gonna get yours. Especially Milroe leaving now. Where's those touches gonna go? Those touches probably gonna have to go somewhere. They're gonna have to go somewhere too. So I see that. There was a lot of good guys come back, and Herb, I'll let you kind of go next, and JB will kind of finish this off here for the unfinished business at Bama. Give me a player or two that you like, Herb, that came back. Stephen F. Smith touched the whole base there about guys coming back. Give me a player or two you like coming back and why. What you feel about that?
So first, I do want to touch on what he said about the whole thing. I just love the commitment to, instead of let's going out and recruit or let's hit the transfer portal, let's keep our own guys and keep that continuity. That strategy, you just don't see that a lot anymore in college football. A lot of times it's like, all right, we lost a linebacker, we'll get another linebacker. And they were like, how about we just don't lose this linebacker? So I like that strategy. Yeah. Two guys, one on each side of the ball that I was looking at. I love Keon Sabb coming back, man. I hated the way his season ended. I thought he was strong. I know Brent Hubbard came in and did really well, but I love another chance for him to kind of anchor the defense in the back line there and to kind of end the season the way he was. You never want a player to end the season on an injury, And then, to be honest, offensively, Parker Brailsford, man. I love having – how many of us think that if we had a good center, we win the Natty, a year ago, right? So it's like –
Man.
Having that position taken care of, you feel like you can work with some other stuff on the line. But having a guy like that anchor the line, who's been with Coach DeBoer this long and knows the system, knows whatever's going to come in. I love those two pickups. Those are my favorites.
I like those. They're great when they're center. Good pick there. You can't go wrong with that. And I think, like you just said, touching on that Rose Bowl game. And, hey, fun fact for people real quick. The Rose Bowl this past year not the Rose Bowl this past year. I'm going to phrase that, not the Rose Bowl. Penn State Notre Dame was the opening playoff game this past year. That was 17.8 million viewers. Alabama Michigan last year to kick off the playoffs was 27.8 million viewers. I saw that fun fact today. I was like, whoa, okay, that's a nice little gap right there, baby. But JB, hit us off right here, guys coming back. Who you like? What kind of helped us the most, maybe you think, and comments. If you guys are comment real quick questions, we will touch them at the back end of the show, guys. Keep commenting now. Go ahead, JB.
All right. So focusing on the defense, we got better as the year progressed. I expect us to be even better next year. With all these guys coming in, 7 or 8 starters returning, that's big. That's big right there. The portal was intended to be used to fill holes. The teams you see that's successful, they only get about 6-7 guys out the portal to fill holes. You don't go get 30-40 guys out the portal and win a national championship. Yep. That's not what it's intended to be. So continuity is key. You want to keep most of your guys there to make a run, especially if they have another season they're eligible for and they don't have a high draft grade. Come on back. Let's build up. Shouts out to Domani Jackson. I feel like he was ready to go. Domani Jackson reminds me a lot of Kool-Aid McKinstry. He's locked down on his side. You don't really throw to him a lot. And when you throw to him, the ball's getting batted down or it's getting picked. Or he's going to make the tackle suddenly. Like he, in my opinion, is one of the best cover corners in the college football coming back for 2025. So
you didn't hear his name called much. That's to your point.
So when you don't hear a cornerback's name called much, guess what? They pretty damn good. You don't want to throw his weight. So we got one side over there locked down. Xavier Brown's going to get better. I like the secondary. Keon Saul coming back. Bray Hubbard.
Mincy. You going to see some Mincies out there.
Oh, yeah. So we are, I don't want to say loaded, but we are super solid in the cornerback position. The whole defense is going to be solid. Now, my other guy, I'm going to move to the offense. Nobody's talking about it. Jeremy Bernard. Jeremy Bernard coming back is very key. I feel like he's the best. He is wide receiver 1. Now, talent-wise, Ryan Williams is out of this world. But pure wide receiver, Jeremy Bernard is wide receiver 1. Go look at the
super step.
production.
Yep.
He did not drop a lot of passes. I don't even remember him dropping a damn pass. He is solid. He gets open. Miro missed him a lot. We know that. But Jeremy Bernard is the best wide receiver we have in the room. I'm excited for him. Glad he came back. And that's all I got for y'all.
Especially after the frustration you saw in his last game. Especially after the frustration you saw from him.
Yes, bro. He was mad.
He was mad. I'm gonna say this. I mean, defense is gonna be fantastic with the guys coming back, but offensively, getting Jaden Roberts back was big.
Huge.
Yes, along with Walker Brailsford, getting Roberts back as an offensive guard, you want him to be healthy all of next season. Happy to have him back, and to get Jam Miller. I know Justice Haynes is transferred on, but to keep Jam Miller and to have him be the number one featured guy with Richard Young behind him, and you got some guys, Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, A.K. Deere, but to keep Jam Miller and for Jam wanting to be here, that's a big deal. So I'm excited about that. And then as JB mentioned, these guys back on defense, you've got depth. You got a lot of depth. I mean, you got Day Jones, Deshaun Jones, and Husky. You got Mincy. You got Red Morgan.
Hey, and Stephen F. Smith, Jones got PT a lot there at the end of the season and got some meaningful PT.
Day Jones got a lot of PT. Now he gets to be firmly at Husky at this point right now. You win it. You got a scrappy corner in Cameron Calhoun from Utah out of the portal. You go and you get you don't get him. You already have him. You got Chuck McDonald from Mater Dei High School. I don't know who the cornerbacks coach is at Mater Dei, but that guy is going to be up for a college head coaching job because the way he trains these corners, they are lockdown dudes. You got Dijon Lee. Yvonne Taylor at the bowl prep, that guy's a thumper as a young player. So you are deep in your defensive secondary. You got some linebackers you can work with there. I mean, your defensive line, having different guys to come back. And I know people have been saying, but who's going to be that Quinnen Williams type guy, that forceful guy on the defensive line? I think we saw some flashes of that with James Smith in this bowl game. James Smith got after some dudes.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say the bowling roll when he did it. Yeah, boy hit him and then did the bowling roll and popped up. James Smith ready to go on that one, man. Alabama unfinished business. There's a lot. You're going to say that about the offensive side as well as the defensive side. I think that if you look at things on the defensive side, there's a lot of holes to fill. I mean, not a lot of holes to fill as much on the offense, but there's things we have to fix. Like we said earlier, consistency on the run stop. All right. You know, I've seen this where we can, and then I've seen games where guys like this random guy right here has just got 200 yards on us. Like he's just breaking records, you know. So I'm with that too, Stephen M. Smith. And hey, a lot of guys coming in too that can see PT. Chuck, you can see him on the field. You could possibly, and like I said, Dijon Lee. It's going to depend. You can see Dijon Lee out there possibly too. There's some guys that's coming in. Luke Mertz. I mean, wow. you could possibly see him out there. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are going to be good coming in. What's up, Stephen Smith?
And guys, don't be surprised if Keon Keeley makes a move back to Wolf.
That's right.
Outside at that rush edge backer, because both of the Bandits, the field side defensive ends, came back, Overton and Latham. Yep. So now you look at Keeley with Q-Rob gone, with I think Jay-Sean Ross in the portal. Here's a chance for Keeley to move back to that Wolf spot, possibly move back to that Wolf spot. Now I know you got Rusall, you got Pierre there, you got Noah Carter there, you got some guys there, but having Keeley at that Wolf position, because prior to last season, what did Kane Wommack say? We see Keeley as a Bandit or a Wolf. He's got the body type to play either or. It's 6'5", 277 pounds. He's got that body frame to play either position. So from my aspect here, if you're still looking like your two Bandits are Overton and Latham, don't be surprised if Christian Robinson, the outside linebackers coach Kane Wommack, who now gets to just solely run the defense, now that Chuck Morrell is the inside linebackers coach, don't be shocked if Wommack and Christian Robinson be like, okay, bro, Keeley, we're going to have you sold at Wolf. You just come after the guy. Just come after him.
And I think Keeley also switched to the number 8 now, guys. He switched his number up as well. I think you'll see a lot of Keeley next year. I think getting some PT, him going to be good. You're going to see some Quay. I see that in the comment right there. And also, guys, we talk about wide receiver. I was going to break down wide receiver room this week, but I wanted to do quarterback first. We'll do wide receiver probably next week. But I see a comment right there about Horton, the guy we got from Miami. He's going to be nice too. And look out for him to possibly get in there and get some reps with Jeremy Bernards, the Ryan Williams, maybe. And also, guys, get box switch positions. And don't think that for a second, if you don't think that this coaching staff may use him in a unique situation, maybe a wildcat, maybe something we hadn't seen, maybe some little a pitch back, pop pass type stuff, like because he was play quarterback too. So I mean, there could be different things they could do here. We'll see. Horton name will be Mr. Third Down. Yeah, so he has been clutch. He was clutch at Miami. I watched this year. He was really good at Miami. That's good there. Unfinished business there. Everybody kind of gave theirs. I'm going to give mine real quick. I think Jam Miller, Domani Jackson's probably my favorites. But if I had to put something on it, LT Overton's one of my probably that's the most meaningful one to me because I think he was a late first round pick. This guy is was getting great pressure on the edge too, right there, inside and edge, both moves. He spins in and out. He's good either way you put him. Got really good contact with the quarterback, pressure, just always being right there at the quarterback or around the ball. I like that on the defense. On the offensive side, Jeremy Bernard's a good one. Like I said, Jim Miller's a good one. But I gotta follow Herb on this too and say the Parker getting the center back, man. I think that's huge. And then with Caden Proctor already going to be there, Jaden Roberts already going to be there. That right there is just more mesh to go around. So yeah, I like that a lot. And comments, I see the comments going crazy about that, guys. Make sure y'all keep commenting, guys. We'll start those and we'll come back. What's up?
LT got to learn how to finish, bro.
Yeah.
Biggest complaint. That's the main thing that's holding him back. If you,
I think the spark is what I like about him. So you're right, though, Steven.
It's like he gets back there.
Consistently.
He gets back there. It's just wrap up and finish the negative play.
That's true.
Because LT could have easily had 8 sacks this year. Easily.
Yep.
LT could have easily had double-digit tackles for loss. Easily.
Yep.
So and that's where I'm at.
Yeah. So it's not the fact that he's getting pressure. I mean, he's getting back there. It's just, bro, finish it. Just finish it.
Yeah,
Get home,
I think that too. And I was going to address that there on the back end too, JB. Good point, though, because he didn't finish as much as he could have. I just think the point of the fact of the pressure, he's working at D lineman. You're right, though. He's got to learn to wrap up and get him down. Or just better yet, hit the ball, do something. But I like LT a lot. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be good. Another year in the system right here. That was his first year in the system, his first coach. Kane, first year at Bama. So we'll see. They put James Smith in the game. Yeah, I'm with you on that too, bro. James Smith is a beast, man. I'm excited to see the defense this year, guys. Real quick before we switch gears to the next topic, Herb, let the beautiful people know what you never leave your house without. Yeah, and I know you got.
He says I never leave my house. Like he legit, no matter where he gets me at, no matter what, I've always got my title towel. You see the link down there, Whitwheel Sports. Check them out. Great guys. I've actually texted these guys when I've been missing my towel. They've helped me find a spot for it when I'm on campus. Like I said, JT knows. I'm at the house. I'm on the road. This is the one I might forget my wallet, but I have my title towel with me everywhere.
You got about 5 of them.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Hey, so I see a fan right here in the chat saying that Bama should have gotten KC Concepcion. Bama was in the hunt for Concepcion at wide receiver. It was just not meant to be there. That's why they pivoted to Isaiah Horton, which
Yeah,
I think
JB thinking what I'm thinking. You just mean he asked for too much money.
Concepcion wanted more that. He wanted more that NIL paper.
Concepcion, give me my money. Give me the money.
He wanted more of that NIL paper. Isaiah
He
Horton.
wanted to, Stephen Smith, ball. Count my green, get in between. One of them cities. I'm
just saying.
Let me get my money.
But I'll be honest, you got a good, very solid receiver in Isaiah Horton though.
Yeah.
And then people don't forget Jalen Hale's coming back too.
Yes.
That's why I think Concepcion wasn't as big. He's a shifty guy. Jalen Hale's more like obviously Jameson Williams type.
People forget Hale, if he didn't get hurt last spring, was supposed to be the starting X receiver.
Yeah.
He was going to be that dude this year.
Jalen Hale was in bowl prep, had a brace on his leg, did not bother him at all, made a couple of really nice one-handed catches in prep. I'm like, man, when this kid comes back on this field, ooh-wee, when this kid gets back on this field.
He said, can we get Ty Haywood off the recruiting list at this point? I feel it, bro. He's taking all them visits and stuff, and they talking about something. They put the graphic up the other day of him, man, and had all the schools listed. I'm like, but he's committed to Bama. Why have all these schools listed that he's going to commit to what he actually is? So I was like, yeah, just get him off. Just get him off our stuff. Like, man,
there's a reason why I don't get excited about 2026 recruits anymore. You don't even know what's going to happen.
Well, he's 2025, but he don't sign.
No, I'm just saying, like
February,
anybody in the future, I just don't get. I don't get excited. Like when they'll pop one up, I'll go, yeah, okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if he stays.
Look, we'll see when they sign pen to that paper.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's in
in some of these guys' case, you'll see when they actually get on the field. The pen to paper seem like a couple guys are fighting that today. So,
JB, hit this super chat for us real quick, bro.
Okay.
Let's see.
Where is it at?
Hold on,
there we go. $10. James Smith has that potential, but a legit D-line coach is needed. Roach ain't needed. If the team is not being built to dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, it will not matter. You are true in certain aspects, Don Parker, but I don't know, man. Roach, I love Freddie Roach, but you may be right. We might need to. We got to get better on D-line.
This is why this year is the make it or break it year for Freddie Roach. Yeah. This is why I've been saying this. It's because of this. The saving grace for Freddie this is Freddie's third stint at Alabama. It's his third stint.
Mm-hmm.
He came back to Alabama in 2020 after work with Ole Miss's defensive line. When Freddie first got to Bama in 2020, those guys in that defensive line class, they were already at Alabama, right? 2021 and 2022, those are the COVID classes. You weren't able to get on campus. It was 6 feet, put your mask on, social distance, give me my 50 feet, don't breathe on me. You weren't able to get out to them kids because that was COVID, right? So you were only able to rely and depend on tape. And sometimes tape can be deceiving when you're not able to put your eye on the kids yourself. Right. So 2023, the James Smith class, this is the first class that Freddie was able to get out there, recruit, and put his eyes on some kids. So 2023, 2024, and this group 2025, these are all Freddie's kids. 23, 24, 25, these are all guys that Freddie handpicked. This is James Smith, Jordan Renard, Edric Hill, Steve Bomo Mbamoa, Cavante Henry, London Simmons, Isaiah Faga, Jeremiah Beeman. These are all kids that Freddie went out and got. So now it's make or break. Now, Freddie, these are yours. Can you make yours into monsters? These are yours.
You are right. JB's right. I like Freddie a lot. I think this year is going to tell a lot. You got to be worried about recruiting when you go firing people nowadays, too. That is a big thing.
Exactly.
70 just said that in the comments right here. Elite recruiter, so you can deal what you deal with them, especially if you're an elite recruiter right there, guys. We're going to lead off into the next topic, guys. I'm about to have to go, guys, so I'm going to pass it off to Herb. Herb's going to host us out in this last topic. And for the questions, guys, y'all have a good night. I'm bouncing. Herb, lead us off right here for the 4-2-5 defense. Y'all have a good night, guys, and roll tide.
And Herb is on mute.
You muted, bro.
Sorry about that. I had a little coughing fit a minute ago, and I was trying to spare you guys from it. So appreciate that. So we all know, man, when Wommack came in with the new defense, everybody was a little skeptical. There was a lot of people, a lot of stuff going about it. Could we stop the run? Defense didn't look that great in the beginning games, and then kind of turned it on towards the end of the year. Defense was better. It was really the strength of the team. So, JB, we'll start with you, especially with all these guys coming in. How good can this defense be? Are you now a believer?
Well, I was a believer a bit last year, right? I wasn't too much, dogging the defense because they played very well after the Vanderbilt debacle. We know what happened at that. We know they wasn't prepared. And the 4-2-5 defense was going to be a struggle. I already knew that from the start. When you get guys who's not used to playing this set defense, they are already on the team. He comes in, brings his 4-2-5 base defense in. They have to learn it. So it's going to take, you can do all that at practice. It's not the real deal. When you're in the game and you're playing at game speed and you're playing other teams you have to scheme against, then you can really tell where you have to go and fix. You have film now. You can go through all those bad games where you struggled against the run, and you have film to work on that. And also, the D-line has to get better. You have to stop these guys from getting the secondary, running straight through you like a Kardashian. You cannot let that happen. You have to stop these guys up front. And if you get pressure on the quarterback, guess what that does? That helps the back end. So we improved a lot. I keep saying that. I have no problem with the defense. A lot of guys coming back. I think it's going to be solid. Salute to Kane Wommack. I know we got different guys in different position groups. We got a new DB coach coming in. Like Stephen M mentioned, the new inside linebacker coach. So we have new coaches in positions, but Kane Wommack is the leader of that ship, and he's gonna have them boys right. I'm sold. I'm sold.
Stephen M, you follow along with that?
I mean, when Coach Kane first came in to bring his dad's 4-2-5 look in here that they both tweaked together, I had my reservations on that. I'm like, man, can they stop the run? It was kind of a struggle at points this past season. But what I liked about this defense, middle toward the end of the season, from the Tennessee game throughout, they got takeaways. They got takeaways. They took the ball off of people. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to like this. And then you go to the end of the season, this defense only gave up 17 points per game, which was the second fewest allowed since that 2017 defense under Pruitt that gave up 11.9. So I'm like, Wommack actually did a pretty bang-up job considering where he started to where he finished. The defense actually did pretty well, turned the corner and made plays. I mean, people can talk about, the Oklahoma situation. The offense only put up 3 points. It's not on the defense. People can talk about Tennessee. The defense did so much to help you win that game. The offense peed down the leg in that one. People can talk about Michigan. Well, the offense turned the ball over 4 times to put the defense in that situation. The defense still only gave up 1 touchdown. So Wommack's defense actually did well and progressed and got better. And now that you add potentially Jason Jones to come in here and coach DBs, and Jason Jones, who was at Bama before during the Saban era at that same position, very familiar with this program, you add him, you take a long-time defensive assistant of Kalen DeBoer and Chuck Morrell, who is a long-time defensive mind. You bring him from being a special assistant to now he's your inside linebackers coach. which frees up Kane Wommack. All I got to do is fine-tune my defense. I don't got to coach the position. Just tweak up this defense to have them take your head off. That's all Kane Wommack has to do. Just be back there in the lab like Dexter, tweaking up this defense to make sure they take everybody's head off. That is Kane Wommack's assignment here at this point. So I feel like these guys defensively, each week, they got better. Yeah. All we're asking for now is who becomes the closers on this defense. We can look at sack production. Is it LT Overton? Is it Russell? Is it James Smith? Who becomes the closer? Could it be Keon Keeley? Who becomes the closers in terms of sack production on this defense?
Stephen M., do you think Jason Jones is an upgrade in the secondary as far as coaching over Colin Histler?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. And I feel like with Jason Jones, it's going to be one sound between him and Coach Mo Linguist. I think it's going to be one sound because with Coach Histler, not saying he was a bad coach, not, but it was kind of like you're getting one thing from Coach Mo, you're getting another thing from Coach Histler, right? And you're trying to mesh the two versus this is going to be one hone-in sound with Coach Jones and Coach Linguist together.
And let's not forget, there were communication issues with that defense. Remember, Malachi Moore was saying they were getting in the calls late.
And that's what caused Malachi to crash out the way he did in the Vanderbilt game.
Yep. And that's probably what caused them to be so out of whack and out of position during that game. Because that back end was terrible during that game. But if you're not getting the calls in on time, then you get what you got on the field.
And that goes back to JB having Chuck Morrell coach the linebackers. So that way all Kane has to do, get these calls in. You're just setting the defense in motion. You're not coaching no position group. You're setting the defense in motion now.
Right.
And one thing, Stephen M., one of the best points I think you made along that run at the end of the season, even with those points per game average, the offense put the defense in a lot of bad spots. The first touchdown, I guess the second touchdown with Oklahoma in the second half. I mean, that's not a drive. Auburn, there were several plays. In Michigan, we're lucky that we're not blown out at that point. So, if the defense doesn't come to play. So my last question on the evolution, I'll throw it out to either one of y'all. Are the rumblings that people are talking about, top 5, top 10 defense in the nation, are those warranted or is that too much hype too soon?
Ooh. I think they got to earn it still. On paper, it should be, right? But I think you still have to earn it still because, the last 2 years on paper and the rumblings were, well, this is supposed to be the best offensive line in the country. And the last 2 years, this offensive line didn't play like it. Now, yes, it had quality players. Parker Brownsford's quality. Tyler Booker's quality. You had quality players. But as a whole unit, the last 2 years, it did not play like the best offensive line in the country. So there's still that part of you got to go out there and earn that. Like you got to go out there and prove that. Because right now, the best offensive line to ever play at Alabama, I still hold up that 2012 offensive line. Right now, the best defensive front that played at Alabama, I still hold up that 2015, 2016 defensive front. So you got to go out there and prove that.
Right. I agree, Stephen. You have to everybody got to earn that keep. Go ahead, Justin.
Real quick, Stephen and Smith, would you tell your coach that over there at Pell City? About 2015 being the best defensive line in Alabama history? I mean, Nick Gentry had a pretty good defensive line over there in 2011.
He did.
Throw that out there.
That 2011 line was a legit line, Justin. I will say that.
Justin always stirring up some stuff. Hey,
Coach G was on that 2011 line that beat LSU, smacked him up. I'll say that.
Hold on a second. Stephen M., Coach G wants to see you in his office at 7 a.m.
I was already here anyway.
Shout out to Coach Gentry, man. Nick Gentry.
Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna move off that real quick. I see we've got a number of questions starred up there, so we're gonna get to some audience questions, get those knocked out, and go ahead and wrap up the show. So, do you think Russell needs to gain weight to play in the SEC since our offensive line has been kind of shaky?
I mean, obviously, I think it's what 175, JB 180.
Yeah, like 181 is the last thing I saw.
Like something like that.
I mean, of course, Keelon would have to put on some healthy weight. I mean, and that's no surprise. I mean, when he gets with Coach Ballou and the strength and nutrition staff, they'll do that. I'm not even worried about that. When he gets with Coach Ballou, I mean, we saw Jalen Mbakwe came in at 175. And by the time Ballou was done with him, he was 190 something going into fall camp. So I'm not worried about that. Ballou and the nutrition staff will make sure Russell's going to have the weight he needs.
That's one thing. When you come to Bama, they're gonna put the weight on you. They're gonna get you right. You know,
look, man.
They're not gonna put too much weight on you.
Look, your first couple meals is gonna be steak, fried chicken, grilled chicken, pasta, some protein powder, and you're gonna be hitting them weights.
And I know you know, Steven. You've been there too long to know exactly what they eat.
I mean, that's their meal. They're gonna have pasta on Monday. They're going to have grilled chicken asparagus on Tuesday.
You can tell Steven be eating with them, don't you?
Wednesday is going to be steak and macaroni. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Actually, Stephen M. was seen handing out Tupperware to several players over the course of 10 years, trying to get a little bit of that training table food.
I know. He already said it on the show.
Yeah. Don't admit it, Steven. You get the scraps.
Sometimes. It depends. Sometimes.
All right. What we got next?
What's the next one? Joe
Think another big man in the middle to block more shots because last night Texas A&M had about 17 block shots by the third quarter. Well, this would be a good question for us on Thursday, but I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I just don't think our style of offense and our play lends it to how many big men are really going to come to a spot where they know the touches are limited.
I'm still upset with the referees from the game.
Oh, we're going to talk about it on Thursday. That was a terrible – that was – nobody – first off, basketball game shouldn't take 3 hours. Like, I don't even get how that – without overtime, that doesn't even make sense.
Right, 3 hours in regulation, bro. I'm like, damn, am I tripping this game going that long?
And 50-something foul shots? Like, that doesn't even – I can't comprehend that. Yeah. So, no. But I don't think another big man is in the cards because if I'm a big man, I'm going to be the third big man. Knowing touches are limited for those guys anyway. We're so guard-oriented and we play so fast. I just don't see that I don't see how you recruit that.
Nope.
Jam's coming back and you have AK coming in. Then why get a running back out of the portal?
I mean, the only reason I think why Bama got the young man they got out of the portal, I think the only reason why they got him is I think he fits like a sort of a shifty home run speed need. Okay. That's probably the only reason why, because when you look at it, Richard Young's been battling injuries. Has he reached back to top speed? We will not know that until spring practice. Mm-hmm. Jam kind of does everything for you. Kevin Riley is a speed back coming out of high school. But I think the reason why they went out and got a guy from the portal playing the numbers game and then wanting somebody that has on tape that top end speed.
And we normally carry 6 backs.
Bama has this is even Saban during his time. Bama normally keeps 6 backs on the roster.
Yeah, and a lot of guys might not play. We may only play 3 or 4 guys, but you have to keep 6 guys. And who knows? One of the guys, Kevin Riley, Daniel Hill, may hit the portal after spring. Who knows? Yeah. Because AK Deer's coming in, one of the best backs coming in from high school. And like you mentioned, Richard Young's going to want to tote that rock. Jam Miller's the lead guy. It's no more 1A, 1B with him and Justice Hayes. Jam Miller's the lead guy. Now, Draylon Washington, the guy coming in for Louisiana, change your pace back. He's going to be a change of pace guy. That's what we need.
Yeah. No, I agree. Plus, that's always one of those positions you just want depth in it, you know?
Yeah.
We all remember B-Rob coming out there and being the last man standing and having to go to an emergency running back all of a sudden. So,
I get it. This is why you get backs out of the portal. Y'all remember, I want to say it was 2021. Y'all remember when Bama had so many injuries where Bama had to have Christian Leary play emergency running back?
Yep.
It was Christian Leary.
Even then just took my point, didn't he, and just made it sound better.
I mean, you had Christian Leary and Emmanuel Henderson play emergency running back.
Yep. And hey, the last back we got out of the portal was a home run, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's up next? Can you explain can you explain the origin of Zebo for your boy Raj?
Okay, so this is where Zebo happened. Zebo got this name in high school, and he got this name after playing my high school alma mater, ironically. So my high school alma mater, Francis Marion, we were playing against Pickens County, and so Jamarian was like a man amongst boys out there just killing our players, just taking them out. And so we thought, they were going to call him Debo because he was Deboing us. But his coach said, "Hey, Zebo, you Z him down. Zebo, get on back at a Z." So it just started right there. Zebo. The coach just said it. He just ran out there. It went back to high school.
But where does Z come from?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Z comes from Jamarian. When he played in high school, he used to zigzag, right? Okay. He used to zigzag across the field. Like he would start off this way, boom, go that way, boom, go this way. And we're like, who's this guy zigging and zagging everywhere? That would be him. So that's what the coach said, Zebo.
You talking about he was playing Tecmo Bowl on the field.
Yeah,
that's what basically.
Okay, good story.
We got that dude on the D-line. I feel like you've had this one, or at least a variation of it, maybe. Maybe James Smith can be that dude, but what's up with the legit D-line coach that can develop these dudes? Because even I know you've had a kind of a rant with.
So I had this rant, and that's what I'm saying. This is the make or break year for Freddie, because when you've had defensive linemen that have been, as Don Parker puts here, those dudes. Well, those dudes were coached by guys that were defensive line wired to their core. Bo Davis would say some stuff to people. Like, I remember being in practices with Bo Davis. And you talk about Bama was building monster men at that time. When you look at the Marcel Dariuses, the Damian Squares, the Terrence Codys, down to the Jonathan Allens, the Ashawn Robinsons, like Bo Davis would say something to them guys, and it would just pop a wire in their brain. And Bo Davis would get it out of you. He would pull it out of you. And that's why you had that success there. You look at guys like Sal Sunseri. Sal Sunseri would just say something, it pull it out of you. Like, you go back to Will Anderson's first year, his first 2 years, where he had, 7 sacks? For the next year, he had like 17 and a half sacks. Sal Sunseri was on Will Anderson's butt every day, like every day. And it wasn't just Sal and Bo Davis. You look at the final year of Quinnen Williams at Alabama. Now, Q was brought in by Bo Davis, but who produced Q's final year? That was Craig Kulagowski pulling it out of him. So you Freddie, good guy, good recruiter, but this is the part where does Freddie have the to pull it out of him? Because Bo didn't care. Bo would have you crying. But Bo Davis will pull it out of you, man. Craig Kulagowski would have you ready to call your mama. Mama, I hate it here. But Craig will pull it out of you. Sal Sunseri was the Italian mafia. I literally saw Sal Sunseri on the practice field literally tell Christopher Allen, Chris, this ain't the New Orleans shuffle. Stop moving like you got 2 left feet. Move and hit somebody. Jack him up. Jack him up. Kill him. And then the very next play, here comes Dallas Turner, who wipes a guy out. And Sal said, who was that? Turner, 15, violent. Follow what he did. Everybody do what he just did.
Well, damn, Steven, you sound like you ready to coach them.
We sending you to practice.
Like, that's how Sal was. Like, Sal was that aggressive. That's how Sal was.
So following on that long, who is the next force on the D line? They haven't had many since Will Anderson and
so that's where I really see James Smith as the next force. I see him, Jordan Renaud. I see them two, and then Jeremiah Beeman. He's young, but I think he's got potential. I think Beeman's got potential, but right now, just on the surface, it's James Smith and Jordan Renaud because they both came in together. They're both pushed the heck out of each other. Like I think both of those two.
We're going to keep our eyes on them, Steven. And since you are the D-line coach now, you're going to be the expert on these D-lines. You got to have to tell them every week why the D-line struggling now.
Come on down.
Hey, if they don't produce, we calling you. If they don't produce, we calling you.
Come on down to some games in Pale City and look at these guys coaching.
Okay. Yeah, I'm coming to one.
All right, what we got next? Are you guys going to interview Zay Horton?
That's
above my pay grade.
That's a Riley question right there.
Yeah,
that's a tribal chief question. That's on Riley.
Yeah,
we'll love to have Zay Horton on.
I will have
put that question up so he can get some more airtime. That's what it was.
That's exactly what it is. Actually, I'll have to reach out to Alex Thompson, who usually puts that together. Now, I'm not sure what the rule is in terms of transfers, being able to talk with the media, but I can definitely put it in. So we'll see. Stay tuned.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, look, Jeremy Bernard was a transfer. He talked to him. So, hey, you can get Jern. You should be able to get old Horton here.
We had Kelby Collins. I had Kelby Collins on already.
Yeah.
They already talked to Kelby Collins.
Well, technically, I didn't go through clearance, and it was right when he got out of the portal. But
feel like I'm driving the getaway car right now.
Hey, Justin said, but we ain't gonna worry about that.
Yeah, well, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Right.
Do you think they will plug Robertson on left guard spot with Booker leaving?
No, I think this is Mike with the wrestling pod. This is Mike here. Yeah, no, Mike. I think Roberts would be at right guard. Still, I think left guard. Gino Vandermark's coming back. Gino hasn't said anything about turning pro, so Gino's coming back. So I think Gino Vandermark could be left guard. If not Gino, definitely keep your eyes. You got the transfer Cam Dewberry from Texas A&M as an interior lineman. But the guy that I kind of want to see take it, though, is that boy Olasane Anin. That's the guy I kind of really want to see take that left guard spot is Olasane Anin.
Now, Cam Dewberry has a lot of experience coming over, man. So
he does.
I think he comes in and fills a hole.
No, did he?
Yes.
So sad.
There you go.
First of all, Stephen Smith, if we got a guy who's representing a wrestling podcast, I need you to address this question with, "Will I tell you something, brother?"
Yeah. I will do that. I will do that on the very next one he throws in.
Yes. Do that man justice. That's my boy, Big Mike, man.
Honestly, I wouldn't be too terribly upset if Caden Proctor got moved to guard because I think he's better suited for that position than where he's at. No knock on him, but you got to look about what the kid can do. He's big, he's powerful, can't quite move his feet the way you like a tackle to. So I think he's perfect for that position. But I'm with Stephen Smith. Olasane Anin is going to be that guy. And I think he has an opportunity here to really step up. And once he does, I don't think he's going to look back.
That's a name right there to get familiar with. But yeah, Proctor, like we mentioned about Proctor, he's big boned. So if he loses weight, he's still gonna be big.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like he just took 2 steps back, but he's still big.
Right. Well, Stephen and I had this conversation about Evan Neal with the Giants and that exact kind of position move.
See, that's the thing, because Evan was over 400 pounds when Evan was huge, and so Evan dropped to 360, and you felt like Evan would be okay. Great as a guard, but as a tackle, couldn't really move the way he needed him to move.
Right.
Could not move the way he needed to move. So if you move Proctor inside, it wouldn't be a bad option because outside tackle, You got Casey Poe, who's an option. You've got Casey Poe, who's an option. You got Joseph Ionata, who's an option. You got a lot of different options so you can look at that tackle spot there.
Okay.
Because my thing is
right tackle. What do you think? Will conform be?
Will conform is an option as well. So to me, it's Proc is 369. Let's play a hypothetical. Let's say by some divine intervention, Proc gets down to 320.
Oh Lord!
This is off some divine intervention. Proc gets down to 320. If he's able to move at 320 consistently, then Proc can be a tackle. But I just don't see him getting down to 320.
Yeah.
You talking about Ozempic now? Come on,
yeah,
bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Basically.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see it, man. I see. Look, right. I see at the most, maybe 345.
Okay.
At the most.
Looking like Fat Joe now.
Are we just broke or we saving for the next portal opening? I just don't think we go after that many portal people. We never do.
No,
our classes are usually 5-6 people every year.
This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you this right here. Kalen DeBoer is not trying to go after a whole bunch of portal guys.
Yeah.
Kalen DeBoer is about developing his that he already has.
Yeah.
Now, if he sees something in the portal that you just gotta have it, like JB said, fulfilling a need, then he'll say, okay, let's spend the money here. But if DeBoer feels like, hey, we got guys here that we trust and that we believe in, we ain't finna spend the money here.
Yeah. Saban didn't take a lot of people either, though. So I don't know why.
He didn't take a lot of people. Saban didn't take a lot of people either.
Mm-hmm. And Greg Burns said, y'all better get the money up. y'all want some play, y'all better help me buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Greg Burns did beg everybody, though.
Who is, yeah. Well, he ain't getting that. Well, who was our double-digit sack guy?
If he finishes the plays, LT Overton.
That has been a consistent theme, folks. LT
but on the real, I want Quay Russell to take that next step. We saw flashes.
I do also.
We saw flashes. He had the ankle injury, right? So it kind of set him back. But Quay Russell at 100%, getting to that quarterback, he could be one of those guys.
All right, we got a couple more questions that Herb can get to. I know we ran over just a little bit. With the new coaches coming in as of now.
Well, these guys, Jason Jones is expected to come in as the cornerbacks coach, defensive backs coach. He was here once before at Alabama. Chuck Morrell isn't new. He was just a special assistant to Kalen DeBoer. So now he's being promoted to an on-field coach. So he just basically got a promotion. He's not new. And so that's the conversation right now. I know the rumblings of Ryan Grubb are still out there with Seattle letting go of him. Does he come and be Alabama's offensive coordinator? We're going to have to see. Or if he does, what does that do to Nick Sheridan? So we're right now in the middle of the month of January. We're going to see how does this picture fall here.
And we can't talk about positions that's not open.
Yeah.
Right. So we have an offensive coordinator.
Yep. What you got next? Which did you get fired after draft it? See, the Milroe hate just has to stop. Like, I understand it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but come on.
As professional,
but I guess it is certified hate. You're right. I take that back. I take that back. You're a hater and you're doing a very good job at it.
The New York Giants are going to probably draft him. The Las Vegas Raiders are thinking, man, we can get some Milroe right here. I mean, you're going to have quite a few teams. I wouldn't be surprised. And I know they got Jameis Winston. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Cleveland Browns go, you know what? Our savior has come. Let's get Milroe. I would not be surprised.
I know you didn't just use Jameis Winston as a reason why somebody won't draft him. My fear for Milrose, whoever drafts him, they're gonna go down the path of Anthony Richardson, and they're not gonna develop him right. So that's my fear for him.
Well, my theory has always been he needs to go to a team that has a starter already in place, so he can sit back for a couple years and develop. If you put him on a trash team like the Giants or the Browns or one of those teams at the top, you setting them up for failure. You're going to set him up for failure like Bryce Young. You can't do that. You have to get him behind an established quarterback, let him sit there for a couple years, get better, then he goes out there and he's ready to play. I
agree. All right, what we got next? Proctor 365 because of the ice cream truck.
Don.
What's up, Don? How are you doing, buddy?
To the best that we can, Don, that truck is not going to be on the campus in the fall. We're gonna do our best, Don, to make sure that.
You got the O-line mix Haagen-Dazs with Slim Fast. Don is in his bag right now, huh? Don Parker having a good time tonight.
Bruh, mixing the Haagen-Dazs with Slim Dog.
Lord have mercy.
I appreciate everybody. Thank you for all the questions. We tried to get to as many as possible. JB, start with you. Tell everybody where to follow you at, what you got going on.
Hey man, y'all follow me at Sports Talking with JB. That's the YouTube channel, Sports Talking with JB. Got new content coming. Also, I'll be at the Senior Bowl coming up in a couple weeks. The whole week I'll be out there giving y'all all the all access, behind the scenes, media day, at the practices. Just follow Sports Talking with JB. If you haven't already, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. Also, you can find me here Sunday night Talk'n Bama with the guys. Wednesday on the Crimson Dynasty with C, and Dan. And on Twitter X at young_ENT_. So that's where you can find your boy.
What you got, Stephen Hill?
You can find me floating around on X at Coaching M. Smith. You can also find me X at Pale City Football, as I'm doing not just the coaching there, but the social media profiling as well. Trying to help our young men get some Division I offers here. So at Pale City Football or at Coach M. Smith, either one of those two. Follow both of them. Follow both of them. Give myself and Coach G some love there. You can also follow me right here on Sunday night Talk'n Bama right here. Also Tuesday, the Bama Standards. You can follow me right there. I'm just floating around everywhere now. So you can follow me as I pass through the screen. So you can follow me as I pass the screen and as I channel my inner Sal Sinceri in this coaching world here.
Who y'all got on the show Tuesday on the Bama Standard coming up this Tuesday?
Man, we got none other than the boy Big Hero 6. Blake Sims, Big Hero 6, 2014 SEC champion, starting quarterback 2014, college football playoff guy right there. One of the prettiest deep balls in Bama football history. He's now the offensive coordinator at Mount Bethel High School in Georgia. So, Big 6, Blake Sims.
Awesome. Can't wait to watch.
Appreciate that, guys.
Make sure y'all tap in through the night. Bama Standard.
Yep, Bama Standard, 6 o'clock. That'll be a fun show. Funny that his name popped up on here earlier, so I don't know if that was a plant just so we can bring him up, but either way, that's going to be a good show, man.
I got to stop hating on Blake. What they can find you, Herb?
Our show comes on Tuesday nights, me and Raj, Herb and Raj podcast, very aptly named. Final Whistle comes on here at 8 o'clock. So why don't you tune in to Final Whistle, Bama Stand, and then give us a listen or look afterwards. And then, of course, Going Hard in the Paint, Thursday night, 7:30, JT, Daniel Petty, all this basketball stuff, like the question you guys asked earlier. You can check us out there. And then just check us out on Twitter, on X, whatever you're calling it this day, Raj_Herb, and the Herb and Raj podcast on YouTube as well. So
awesome. Question for you guys before we go. Who you picking in the national championship? Ohio State, Notre Dame?
Ohio State.
Oh, can they both lose?
I mean, I would root for Notre Dame just because of a couple certain people I don't like left us to go to Ohio State. But I just don't think they got the firepower to get it done. I just don't feel like it.
Justin Riley.
I'm going to go with the Fighting Irish. Okay. Actually, I have a love for the Fighting Irish, one of the best traditions outside of the University of Alabama in football. Got some ties to Notre Dame. One of my best friends is a big Notre Dame fan who's never seen a national championship in his lifetime. So I hope that he gets this opportunity. And then there's a couple of Alabama ties that are playing in that game. So Howard Cross, his son, is a dominant defensive lineman for Notre Dame. Howard Cross III. So cheering for that defensive front. And plus, I just don't like Ryan Day. I don't think anyone really does. Matter of fact, we got a
Ohio State fans don't like Ryan Day.
Yeah, they really don't. Matter of fact, let's talk about it, Ohio State fans. Y'all were saying fire the man, but now he's got you in the Natty. Can we get an update on that?
Does he have him in the Natty, or does 20 million have them in the Natty?
Hey, they had the most talented roster in college football. And I'm going to say this. I think Ohio State wins. I think they have the best team since the 2020 Bama team.
Yeah,
to be honest,
they're stacked. And by the way, I'm not hating on the 20 million. If Bama could have spent 20 million to put us in the national title game, I'd have been just dancing along with everybody else.
Y'all better donate.
Here's my pick for that game.
Yeah, big money, Steven.
Here's my pick for that game, man. I'm going Tiger Buckner. Let's go. Let's go, Tiger.
I want him to throw the game-winning touchdown somehow.
Could you imagine if Buckner goes in there, throws the game-winning touchdown to beat Ohio State? Oh wait, he did sip a cup of tea at Bama.
Boy.
Well, he's actually playing wide receiver now, so I don't know if he'll get an opportunity to throw.
That's what I'm saying. Gadget play, baby. This will make the story even better. Better. That's what I'm hoping on. So.
If Notre Dame,
he's gonna get that ring and flex on y'all on social media.
On all y'all. If Notre Dame can force turnovers, and then when they have opportunities to put Ohio State away and they take it, they can win this game. But if they don't capitalize on opportunities, Ohio State can make it a very long game. So let's just hope that Notre Dame is able to be on their P's and Q's and takes advantages when they come their way.
Look, man, Irish, just come off the bus, man. Just put the pot of gold somewhere. Just come off the bus.
Good luck. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody. Like, we're going to be covering that game, too, on Tuesdays. We already got an Ohio State and a Notre Dame person lined up, so that should be a fun show. Remember, Bama Standards got Blake Sims coming up, 6 o'clock this Tuesday. Then just check out everybody on the cast, man. Appreciate everybody in the comments. Comments help make the show. We appreciate you guys. Love y'all. And I guess as JT always likes to end, don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Have a great night, everybody.
Not a piss, baby.